We are merely 2 quizzes away from finding out which of these 6 teams is going to finish top of the table in the ProQuizzin League Battle of the Youth. Hello everyone, welcome to the 11th quiz. This one is on fashion and lifestyle. This is Dhruv here and I am joined once again by Shamanoi. Shamanoi, are you ready for the death overs?
Indeed, I mean last 2 quizzes to go for a fairly long lead and proper winners. As of now, you can see anyone can actually take the pole position at any moment. It's beautiful.
And of course, it's worth mentioning at this point that once the league stage is over, the top 4 teams are going to face off in the Super Cup. And then we will find out who is going to be crowned the inaugural grand champion in the Battle of the Youth. So everything to play for. Let's not waste any time. Let's have a quick look at the points table as it stands. All right. Big changes in the last couple of episodes. We've seen the Kolkata Wizards take pole position with 44 points. The Aces are at 40. And then you've got 4 teams clustered very closely. The Brainiacs at 34, the Intellects at 33, the Erudites also at 33, the Geeks at 32. So there is a chance, of course, that some of the middle place teams might just win both the quizzes and end up being a surprise winner. At this point of time, between the Wizards and the Aces, you'd bet on one of them to somehow hold fort and pull through into the top 2. All right, let's take a look at the contestants who will line up in today's showdown. From the Ahmedabad Intellects, we've got Akash Shankar Narayan. From the Bengaluru Aces, we have Ujan Sen. Home team today, the Chennai Erudites, represented by Odijit Mondol. The Kolkata Wizards, represented by Bishayan Bhattacharya. Partha Dhar returns for the Delhi Brainiacs. And Pradyumna Chaudhary for the Mumbai Geeks. We're all set, Shamanai. Let's take a look very quickly at the rules of round 1.
I'm sure as of now our viewers have already come to know what exactly our 4 rounds are. But nonetheless, round 1 is of course knives out, 3 clues per question, 1 question to each team, 150, 150 in the respective clues. This round doesn't pass, but of course there's a 2x card at your disposal, and we have seen some marvelous use of the 2x card in the first round itself. All right, Dhruv, let's take a look at the order in which this round is supposed to go.
All right, the home team today, the Chennai Erudites, have chosen to go 3rd clockwise, which means this is what the seating is looking like. The Intellects, the Aces, the Erudites, the Wizards, the Brainiacs, and the Geeks. We're ready with round 1. Let's take a look at the first question and the first clue coming up on screen. This one is for Akash Shankar Narayan and the Ahmedabad Intellects. An apprentice with Pierre Balmain and an avid shutterbug, I shot the marketing and media campaigns for each of the brands I worked with.
Is this Pierre Cardin?
Pierre Cardin is the first guess. It's incorrect. We move for 100 points to the second clue. Famously known for my trademark black aviator shades and flamboyant white ponytail, I was often seen with one Choupé.
Uh, 2x.
There's already talk of a double. Just in the first question of the quiz, and there's talk of the Intellect.
Okay. I'm not using any card. My answer is Karl Lagerfeld.
He's changed his mind. He's not going for the 2x. However, he does have the right answer. 100 points to the Intellects, gets them off the mark. Karl Lagerfeld, Shamanai. Let's look at the third clue.
Yeah, certainly. I think Akash should have gone for a 2x card, Until my death in 2019, Ikwat was a reference to reference to his nationality, best known as the creative power behind the modern revival of Chanel. So that was, of course, Karl Lagerfeld, seen with one Choupette. All right. So with that, we come to the end of the first question. Now we move to Ujan Chen, the Bengaluru Aces. Let's take a look at Ujan's first clue, in the fashion and lifestyle quiz.
First clue for the Aces. NIFT graduate from 1999. I was one of the very few people who knew about the Virushka wedding. Ujan, nice and relaxed, thinking, not taking too much pressure upon himself.
I want to guess Sabyasachi.
He goes for Sabyasachi. And very casually and neatly gets his team 150 points. Nice answer there, Shaman.
Yes, absolutely. Could have been anyone, in the first group. That's a very good guess. So I have designed uniforms for Jaisalmer schoolgirls, curated Tiger, Master of Queen, Strauss of Wales, and the Duchess of Cornwall. And the third clue, of course, was I have also dressed would-be spouses with band Baja Bride and lent my expertise in films like Black and Guzari. That would have, of course, made it a giveaway anyway. That's a very, very good answer from Ujan. Good start to the quiz by the Aces. They would really appreciate this 150 at this point in time. We move to the Chennai erudites. For the third question, let's take a look at Orijit's first clue. So,
the daughter of Jitendra and Indra, I was proposed to in the back of a Bentley, much to the dismay of my parents. Very, very fashionable, obviously, which is what Orijit will be thinking. Let's have a look at his guess.
Gayatri Devi.
He goes for Gayatri Devi. And he gets 150 points as well. The first three teams, all off the mark. Excellent answer then. Shaman.
Yeah, perfect. The second clue, of course, was I was seen in elegantly draped chiffon saris as well as in polo slacks in the field. And the third clue, a popular image in life, showed me with Jackie Kennedy wearing double strand pearl necklaces. What a brilliant, brilliant crack by Orijit Mondo. He's one of our finest quizzers in the league and, of course, one of our marquee players. He goes on to show his class. We move to the Wizards now. This will be the first clue for the Kolkata Wizards. And Vishal, ready? Seems ready? All right. Okay, yes, the first clue for Kolkata.
I'm a former Victoria's Secret Angel and current coding with a K teacher for teenage girls to whet their appetite for STEM. After the first three questions, this does look a level tougher, but that's the way it goes. You get some easy ones.
I'll take a guess. I'll say Kim Kardashian.
He goes for Kim Kardashian. It's a good guess. Incorrect. For 100 points, the creator of the Perfect 10 cookie and the face of L'Oreal and Swarovski, among others. All the other teams challenging themselves, trying to get the answer.
I'll say Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum he goes for. It's not Heidi Klum. For 50 points now. An ex-BFF of Taylor Swift. My alliteratively named siblings include Kimberly, Christina, and Carrie Ann.
Yeah, Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner, he says. No points for the Kolkata Wizards. Let's take a look at the answer, Shaman. Carly Kloss it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Vishal, a medical grad, not quite up and running with his fashion icons of the day. But this was, of course, Carly Kloss. Bit toughy, but nonetheless, we move to the Delhi Brainiacs. Delhi ready with his first clue. Let's take a look at the first clue for the Brainiacs.
Lending my name to a road in the Garden City, I got the J&K government to let me start a nursery and distribute hops seedlings to farmers.
I'll guess Anita Dongre.
Anita Dongre, he goes for it quickly. Incorrect. For 100 points. Business rivals charged me with reveling in the unethical practices like using molasses instead of malted barley. So this is from the lifestyle part of fashion and lifestyle.
Mohan Meakin of Old fame.
Not Mohan Meakin for 50 points. My infamy was far exceeded by that of my victorious offspring, who crash landed a much loved bird into bankruptcy.
So Vijay Mallya, Kingfisher. Vijay Mallya's father.
Moments like these can swing an entire quiz. You know it, but you just can't name it. We are, of course, very strict. Shamanai, he just couldn't remember the name Vittal Mallya. Unfortunately, misses out on 50 points there.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we move to Pradumna now, who's been waiting patiently for his turn to come. The last and final question of this round goes to the Mumbai Gates. Pradumna ready with his first.
the founder member of All India Artisans and Craft Workers Welfare Association. I'm the source of livelihood for more than 40,000 rural Indians.
So I'm guessing this is Anita Dongre.
Again, we've got Anita Dongre as the first guess. Again, it's wrong. Second clue, established by an American working for the Ford Foundation to celebrate India, I opened my first retail store in Greater Kailash in 1970.
Oh, so this is John Bissell, the founder of Fab India.
Now he's sure he had a good guess the first time. He's got a better guess now. Fab India is the right answer. Good confident quizzing from the Mumbai Geeks, Shraman Nair.
Yes, perfect. 100 points to them. And nonetheless, the third clue, the subject of the book, The Fabric of Our Lives by Radhika Singh. I've also dabbled in organic foods, home accessories, and skincare products.
All right, let's take a look at the scores now. We've got 150 points for the aces and the home team, the erudites, 100 points for the intellects and the geeks, and 0 points for the wizards and the brainiacs. The brainiacs could have got 50. Unfortunately, Partha wasn't able to name it. Let's see if we can pick up from here. Still anybody's game. We'll only find out as we proceed. Let's go quickly to round 2.
Yes, round 2, of course, is the lock and load. 6 questions clockwise, direct for each team. This round, of course, as usual, has the differential passing. So if you get it right on your direct, you get a plus 100. But any chance if it goes to the 6th team from you, that particular person can actually have a potential shot of 350 points, which can change the game. And this has happened in the quiz before. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at the first question of the second round. It should be direct to the intellects. Akash waiting for his first question.
All right, question 1. Black Watch was a Scottish regiment who were known as the ladies from hell by the Germans. The latter bit came from the fact that they were pitilessly ferocious. Why were they referred to as ladies in the first place? Lots of clues in the wording, if Akash can catch on to them.
They were wearing heeled shoes. The
Heeled
shoes had
shoes,
heels
all
or
right.
stilettos or something like that kind.
Stilettos or heel shoes, he says. It passes for 150 points to the aces.
Okay, I'm gonna guess something like Scotland. So I'll say I don't know, they wore kilt maybe. They started wearing kilts and stuff.
He caught on to all the keywords: Scottish, ferocious, ladies, and he came up with the answer because they wore kilts. Lovely quizzing there, Kamanai. He's been very nice and casual, but answering very steadily in both the rounds.
Yes, perfect. So that was quite a sexist and derogatory term by the Germans, but well, good answer by Ujjan. Ujjan's direct now. Let's take a look at his question.
All right, the dress code change allowing women to wear trousers in the White House started in 1973. What reason, several thousand kilometers away, prompted this? So the first two questions, both dealing with answers. So a bit of creativity. If you don't know the answer, you can work it out.
Has got a timeline clue.
Yes.
Ujjan trying to put together a guess, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna say that like the entire revolution about wearing pants and stuff by Coco Chanel. Chanel started around then.
He says Coco Chanel. Incorrect. 150 points with the erudites.
I don't really have a guess, but I would say like the Munich massacre, Munich Olympics, so people could run away faster. That's why.
We've all got guesses around the timeline. No. Passes for 200 points to the Wizards.
I'll say maybe the overthrow of Salvador Allende's government in Chile.
Again, timeline-based guesses, good ones, but wrong. 250 points now for the Brainiacs.
Yeah, I'll just give a random guess. So I'll say this is from the oil crisis, the oil shock that occurred due to the oil controlling countries, which somehow led to then.
He missed 50 easy points in the first round. He's more than made up for it.
I have absolutely no idea. I'm just guessing from the timeline.
And he's got an absolutely correct guess. This is a fantastic answer. 250 points for the Delhi Brainiacs. They're up and running, and how?
Yes, absolutely. This was the oil crisis of 1973. So they couldn't light gas there in the White House, as a result of which, to keep themselves warm, they had to allow trousers for women. And how fashion changes. What an answer by Parth there. All right, we move to Orijit now, who is waiting for his direct the Chennai erudites. Let's take a look at Orijit's question, the third question.
Chance to get 100 points for the home team. Which popular clothing store was founded in 1969 by Donald Fisher and Doris Fisher and named by the latter to signify the growing differences between children and adults? Again, a beautifully framed question. Simple and short. Let's see if the erudites can latch on.
I would say Jack and Jones.
Jack and Jones. No, it now passes for 150 points to the Wizards. Chance to open their account.
I'll say Zara.
Zara, incorrect. Now for 200 points with the Brainiac.
Yeah, I'll guess Gap to signify the growing difference.
The Wizards and the erudites kick themselves. They realize they've missed it. Brilliant. Parthodor is right now on a roll, making up for the first round ferociously. 450 points to him.
And look at how he's closing the gap. All right, and increasing his lead.
Yes.
We come to the fourth question. This will be direct to the Kolkata Wizards. Vishal, let's see if he can open his account.
Many claim that this Asian leader used to wear a trademark attire with 6 buttons relating to the 6-point Charter of 1966. People, however, close to him and his party leaders claim that there was no relation between the same. A near variation of the Nehru jacket. What exactly are these? Spotted by almost all party leaders and in its days mostly sourced from Khwaja tailors. This is a direct for the Wizards. Again, little hints in the framing of the questions to help the teams form good guesses.
Vishal doesn't look quite confident, but nonetheless, he can hazard a guess.
Okay,
There is
so,
no negative throughout.
I'll say these are the Sukarno suits.
Sukarno suits, good guess, but incorrect.
I'll guess something like a Jinnah jacket.
No hat trick for the Brainiacs. Incorrect this time. Passes to the Geeks.
Shastri jackets.
Not Shastri jackets either. For the Intellects now.
Is this the Mao Zedong suit? Mao suits.
Not Mao suits. 300 points now with the Aces. Big moment.
He also had the Northern guess, but I'll say VK Krishna Menon that suit.
VK Krishna Menon, I believe he says. Wrong. 350 points now with the Aces.
So I would guess that this is the Ayub Khan suits.
But we've gone through almost all the great leaders of the time, save one. And that, I believe, is the answer. Let's take a look. I'm sure all the 6 teams will kick themselves once the answer is revealed. This is the Mujib coat. And Orijit Mondol visibly angry with himself. Look at the frustration. They should have got that, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last time I remember he got an answer on the Dhaka Shohid Minar in the History and Heritage episode.
Correct.
So Orijit should have got it, and so should have Vishal. But nonetheless, that's how quizzing happens. We take a look at the Delhi Brainiacs question on the screen right now. Here it comes.
Which brand, now owned by the Aditya Birla Group, was actually founded in Ireland to provide soldiers with khaki trousers during the Boer War?
I'll guess Peter England
He guesses Peter England.
because it's one of the 3 brands that I know of that are owned by Aditya Birla.
He's in the mood for points. Parthodhar, 100 points snappled up on his direct, plus 2 big bonuses he's taken. Huge round here for the Brainiacs.
Yes, absolutely. And what complete domination so far. My goodness. All right. So the last and final question for this round goes to Pradyumna of the Mumbai Gigs. Pradyumna's question, here it comes.
All right. Which fashion brand preferred by one Miranda Priestley, editor-in-chief of Runway, features in the name of a museum in Milan designed by architect Rem Koolhaas?
So Miranda Priestley is the actress of The Devil Wears Prada. So the brand must be Prada.
Arguably the easiest question of the round so far. And they don't miss it, the geeks. This is Prada, of course. The Devil Wears Prada. Miranda Priestley, one of the most popular names in culture in the last 20 years. All right, we're halfway through the quiz. Let's take a look at the scores. The Wizards yet to open their account. We've got a full 2 rounds left to do that. 100 points for the intellects, 150 for the erudites, 200 for the geeks. The aces are on 300, and in a brilliant showing in this round, the brainiacs surge from 0 to 550. Time for a strategic timeout. As always, we'll see you 2 minutes later once the teams have had a chance to gather themselves. Take a quick break. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. This is the third round of the 11th quiz, the fashion and lifestyle quiz. This, of course, is Don't Shoot the Messenger, Shamanai.
Yes, the third round, as usual, is Don't Shoot the Messenger, which has our expert QM for this round. 6 two-tier questions, 1 direct for each team. If they get it right in the visual itself, they get a plus 200. However, teams can always ask for the clue for which they get a plus 100. And it, of course, passes for a flat 100. But the good news for the teams is that the ProQuizzin card makes his entry once again. And these things can be a slightly more exciting. Let's see. All right, so without further ado, Dhruv, let's take a look at who is the celeb for this round.
All right, it's time to take a look at our celebrity QM for this episode. Today, we've got renowned fashion designer Abhishek Dotto, who will be firing questions to us via video, 6 of them. If the contestants are ready. All right, the home team has chosen that the round continue clockwise. So the first question goes to the intellects.
So the first question is, in which city these Sorestian girls are working their hardest on their girl's best friend?
All right, in which city beside the Tapi River are these girls seen working their hardest on other, more affluent girls' best friend? So there's a photograph, 2 women concentrating carefully upon their work. Which city beside the Tapi River is the question? For 200 points.
Looks like a home question for the intellects there.
I'll go for the clue.
He goes for a clue, worth 100 points now, this question. And let's take a look at the clue. It is the largest polishing and processing center in the world.
Is the city Surat?
He latches onto the clue. This is, of course,
Just a guess.
well, it's a good enough guess. This is indeed Surat. Diamond polishing, diamonds, of course, girl's best friend. Wasn't able to latch onto the clue the first time, managed it the second time. And we move now to the Bengaluru Aces with their question coming up on video now.
So the second question is, seen here is a cover of the autobiography of the business mogul. Which flagship brand of America multinational hospitality did this guy establish in 1990?
All right, we've got a photograph and there's a bit of blanking out being done there. That's the book cover of the autobiography of a business mogul. Which flagship brand of American multinational hospitality did he establish in 1990? Be My Guest is the name of the book. We don't need the name of the person, we need the name of the brand.
I'll say Hilton Hotels.
He's gone for a guess on the 200 and he's got 200 points. Storms into second place. Brilliant answer there, Shamunai.
Perfect. My goodness, Ujan is quite in the mood. All right, let's take a look at the video for Arijit Mondal now, coming up on the screen right now.
The third question, the look comprising of 3-strand pearl necklace, tortoiseshell sunglasses, among other things, will never go away lightly. In which film did we see this look being sported?
This question for the home team, the erudites. The look comprising a 3-strand pearl necklace, tortoiseshell sunglasses, among other things, will never go away lightly. In which film did we see this look being sported?
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
He doesn't miss the wordplay. He doesn't miss the hints. He wouldn't, of course. Arijit Mondal nails it. This is, of course, Holly Golightly, played by Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Superb quick answers there from the aces and the erudites. And we move now to the wizards. A chance to move from 0 to 200.
The question 4 is, which America's attorney's fashion-forward thinking mindset, stylistic and otherwise, ensured this dress earned a place at the National Portrait Gallery?
Which American attorney's forward-thinking mindset, stylistic and otherwise, ensured this dress earned a place at the National Portrait Gallery?
I'll say Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris, he says, incorrect, which means it passes now to the Brainiacs for 100 points.
I'll guess Barack Obama.
Barack Obama is also wrong. Now with the geeks.
I'm guessing is this Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Again, the wrong answer now passes to the intellects, who seem to have disappeared off screen temporarily. Hope to get them back. Passes to the aces.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so this is now it's my turn, right? Okay, I'll say Michelle Obama.
He says Michelle Obama. 100 crucial points takes the aces into the lead. 600 versus 550 for the Brainiacs. Now you can tell there's heavy competition now between the two of them, Shamunai.
One guessed Barack and the other guessed Michelle, and the entire score changed as it seems. All right, so with that, we will come to the fifth and penultimate question for the round. Let's take a look at the video.
Bhanu Athia traveled somewhere to study the frescoes and incorporate them in these designs. Where?
All right, this for the Brainiacs. Again, chance to get 200 points. Bhanu Athia traveled somewhere to study frescoes and incorporate them into these designs. Where did she go?
I'll take a clue.
Now for 100 points, he takes a clue. A UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Sahyadri Hills. This is where the films Mahurat 2 took place.
I'll guess Khajuraho.
He says Khajuraho. Incorrect. So now it passes for 100 points to the geeks.
Are these the Ellora Caves?
Not the Ellora Caves. Passes to the intellects.
Did she go to the Sanchi Stupa or somewhere like that?
Sanchi Stupa, he says. Again, incorrect. It's the aces now.
Guess the Ajanta Caves.
The Ellora Caves was wrong as a guess. The Ajanta Caves is correct. And look at that. The aces now on 700 points. Fantastic answer there. Movie, of course, I guess, is Amrapali, Shamanai. Rajantimala there.
It's perfect. Yep, absolutely. Lots of Buddhist influences around. All right. So we come to the end of 5 questions now. This is for Pradumna of the Geeks, who is waiting for his video.
Last question of the penultimate round.
Identify this medical students from Haryana who become the 6th and so far the final entry in the list of 2017.
Identify this medical student from Haryana who became the 6th and so far the final entry in a list in 2017.
I'll take a hint.
He takes a hint. Look at the other teams. They can't believe it. They've identified her. A tongue-in-cheek Shashi Tharoor remark about her surname and demonetization had stirred up a controversy.
Okay, I thought this is Manushi Chillar.
He laughs. Everyone's smiling.
I couldn't identify her. I couldn't clearly see.
Good to see everyone smile. It's a tense moment in the quiz, but everyone's laughing. This is, of course, Manushi Chillar. Come on, now.
Who can identify her? I don't blame Pradumna, of course. I mean, all right. Okay, quite a transformation there. And so far in the scores too. Let's take a look at the scores at the end of 3 rounds.
All right, barring a major upset, I don't think we're going to see a challenge from the Kolkata Wizards in this quiz to hold on to their top spot. However, you never know. The other teams are very much in the running. Currently, you've got 200 for the intellects, 300 for the geeks, 350 for the erudites. The brainiacs with 550 points, battling it out for top spot with the aces on 700. That is going to be a tremendous head-to-head. Let's see. I can't wait to find out what happens in the last round of the quiz. Shamanai, quick overview of the rules.
Yeah, the last and final round, of course, the final frontier, 6 questions anti-clockwise, just a repeat of the second round. But we have, as usual, some visual connects and a little bit of lateral textual clues as well. All right, so it of course differential passing, direct for 100 points, but it just passes like an addition of 50 points, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, and 350. That's how the score goes. We will take a look at the first question for the geeks this time, because this is the anti-clockwise round.
All right, Pradumna ready for his question. A Filmfare awardee with a pension for Hot Goss and a Hot Cuppa. 3 photos.
3 Shah Rukh Khan films. All right, should be very familiar to everyone here.
100 points to lose here, one would say.
Okay. I'm guessing this is what wasn't what. Is this Usha Uthup?
Usha Uttop. It passes now to the brainiacs. 150 points.
Yeah, is this Karan Johar?
Oh, light inquiry.
Oh, shit.
Kappa is coffee with Karan.
Mumbai geeks frustrated. The ace is even more so.
That.
All right, he's put out of his torture now. This is, of course, Karan Johar. Kappa being a reference to coffee with Karan Chamunai. Look at that, 700 apiece for the brainiacs and the aces.
Indeed, so well, all right. So we'll take a look at the explanation side nonetheless. You had 3 films, Duplicate, Rish, Zara, and Mehuna. In all of these films, Shah Rukh Khan's costumes were done by Karan Johar, was his close friend. With that, we come to the direct for Delhi Brainiacs and a chance to narrowly go on into the lead now. Let's take a look at his question.
Okay, crucial question coming up. The spectacle Algeria-born gentleman whose first designs were for paper dolls.
I'll go with YSL Saint Laurent. Because he took over from Christian Dior in the House of Dior in 1957. The rest, I'm not very sure of, but yeah.
He knows that YSL took over. He knows the year. Why shouldn't he get his 100 points? Yves Saint Laurent, of course. That's, I think, the only French pronunciation I can confidently crack. Shaman, look at that now. 800 points. Everything is going to shift to the last 3 questions now.
Absolutely. Of course, that was Catherine Deneuve at Newsy YSL in Marrakesh. That was MoMA, and of course, Christian Dior Connect being very well explained by Part. All right, Vishayan, not a good day in office for him. Let's take a look at if he gets his direct now.
All the Kolkata Wizards and all the Brainiacs egging him on. Teen mom and founder of an eponymous brand known for selling Indian civilization in a jar. Look at the other teams champing at the bit.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll say Shahnaz Hussain.
He says Shehnaz Hussain.
So like Teen Mom. So Shahnaz Hussain creams. So like India's civilization in a jar.
He says Shehnaz Hussain. Finally, the Wizards off the mark with 100. A quick clap from the Brainiacs. Partho would run over and hug him, of course, if he could. All right. Helena Rubinstein, Indira Gandhi, the Padma Shri Award. Put it all together and you get Shehnaz Hussain. Question now for the home team. A unicorn that began with one warehouse but now plays a leading role in its space.
I will guess it's Myntra.
Myntra, he's wrong. Okay, 150 points with the aces. What are we going to see here? Huge, huge moment.
Okay, I'll guess something. I'll guess by Jabong.
Jabong, wrong. Okay, passes to the intellects now.
Is this Nika?
He says Nika, and he gets 200 points again. Look at Partho clapping every team that's helping him stay in position. You got to love these moments in quizzing from online.
It was, of course, Katrina Kaif, it was Fortune Most Powerful Women, it was Kotak Mahindra Bank and Bobby Brown, all connecting to Nykaa and making huge news in the fashion world these days in this part of the world. All right, we come to the end of 4 questions. We'll take a look at the scores before the last 2 questions. Dhruv, let's take a look at the scores for the moment.
All right. Wow, 100 points finally. The Wizards are off the mark. With 2 questions to go, you've got the geeks on 300, the erudites on 350, the intellects on 400. And right now, the aces will face the penultimate question for 100 points, which means they could tie the Brainiacs. And then anything can happen on the last question because the Brainiacs are on 800. It's going to come down to the wire. And we love it when that happens in the last 2 questions. No time to waste. Let's see what the direct question is for Ujan Sen and the Bengaluru Aces coming up on your screen now. Signature products that might remind one of a story of a murderer by Patrick Suskind.
Three words there: fame, crush, and fantasy.
Big moment coming up.
I'll guess murder. So I don't know. I'll just guess Gianni Versace.
Versace is wrong. All right, now with the intellects, 150 points.
These are perfumes. Perfumes.
He's got the word that they needed. Perfume, of course. Perfume, the story of a murderer by Patrick Suskind, made into a terrific film. And that's a big moment again here. The intellects get 550 points, which is excellent for them because they are right now almost certain to finish third, at least, if they can just hold on to their final question. All right. Last question coming up. Remember, the question will pass to the Brainiacs before it comes to the aces. So everything right now in favor of the Brainiacs. Let's see what happens. New York Times, pointless glossy fantasies during COVID. 4 picks to connect for the intellects.
Is this Dolly Parton?
Not Dolly Parton, and it moves now for 150 points to the geeks.
Yeah, we're looking for some generic answers, it seems. Probably trying to think hard.
So I'm guessing these are the fancy backgrounds in Zoom calls, like the backs of Zoom calls.
Could have got to fourth place. He misses that, unfortunately. We move now to the Brainiacs.
Yeah, honestly lost. I'll say these are just types of alcohol that people are.
Okay, it's getting closer now. Bishayon, Kolkata Wizards. Brainiacs. Their hearts pounding, waiting for it to reach the aces.
So I'll say, these are lipsticks. I mean,
Lipsticks, he says. It's wrong. It's getting closer. The erudites.
Okay, so I would say it's not lipstick, it's lip gloss.
Not lip gloss. All right, it comes down to the last guess. What are we going to see from the aces?
No idea. Just say something else. Say. Yeah.
All right, he lets it go. A bit of an anticlimax in terms of answering, but a terrific moment in terms of where it could have gone. The aces missed this. Let's take a look at the answer. These are all fashion magazines. Shamanai, quick explanation of the connect.
Yes, they're called by NYT as pointless glossy fantasies during the COVID-19 pandemic. And that was first Elle Driver, Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and Paper. So all of these pointing to some reputed fashion magazines. And watered down to the wire quizzing as usual, Dhruv. Let's take a look at the scores.
All right, it's been huge. It's been a beautiful end to the quiz. But in the end, the Delhi Brainiacs, using some of the fantastic answers they pulled out of the hat, to hold on to the lead and stay at 800 points and win today's quiz. Right behind them, the Aces with 700 points. Then we've got 550 points for the intellects, 350 for the erudites, 300 for the geeks, and the current table leaders as it stands are only 100 points in today's quiz, which means they will not be winning today's quiz. What does this mean for the points for all the teams today? Let's take a quick look, Shamunai.
In match 11, Ahmedabad Intellects jumped to 4 points. They started slow, but a very good finish towards the end to 4 points. Bengaluru Aces they come second, and where they could have literally just almost won the quiz at one point in time. Chennai Erudites on 3 because they were the home team. Delhi Brainiacs winning the quiz on 6 points. It's a very, very well earned points by the Delhi Brainiacs. Kolkata Wizards on 1 point. Not a good day in office for Vishan there. He's a fantastic quizzer otherwise. Mumbai Geeks finishing on 2. Same goes for Pradumna to a certain extent. But, may not be their subjects, may not be their days. All right. Dhruv, let's take a look at the overall league standing as it stands before we move to the last and final.
All right, the Kolkata Wizards were clearly in the lead coming into this quiz. Unfortunately now, they share 45 points with the Aces at the top of the table. They're ahead by 250 points on scores. You've got the Brainiacs on 40, the Intellects on 37, the Erudites on 36, and the Geeks on 34. So I think we can safely say that the Intellects, the Erudites, and the Geeks will not be finishing top of the table. 6 points will not get them beyond the Wizards or the Aces. The Brainiacs, on the basis of today's quiz, might still do it. Who knows what's going to happen? We don't. We'll find out, of course, in the final quiz of the ProQuizzin League Battle of the Youth. That'll be on mythology and folklore. We can't wait to see you all there. This is Dhruv Mukherjee and Shamuna Banerjee signing off saying, take care everyone, stay safe, keep quizzing. See you very soon.